Today I'll be discussing Topic A, Comparative Advantage. A comparative advantage is the ability to make goods or services at a lower opportunity cost than another producer or country. An example of a comparative advantage is the US and Canada producing two goods, being maple syrup and golf clubs. Their one resource is labor hours. The US has 50,000 labor hours in a month. They can produce one golf club in 5 hours, 1 gallon of syrup in 20 hours. In total, 10,000 golf clubs or 2,500 gallons of syrup. In Canada, there's 40,000 labor hours in a month. They can produce one golf club in 20 hours or 1 gallon of syrup in 2 hours, for a total of 200 golf clubs or 20,000 gallons of syrup. To calculate the opportunity cost, in the US, one golf club takes 5 hours. Multiply by 4, you get 4 golf clubs in exchange for 1 gallon of syrup. 1 gallon of syrup takes 20 hours. Divide by 4, get 0.25 gallons of syrup in exchange for 1 golf club. In Canada, one golf club takes 20 hours. Divide by 10, and you get 0.1 golf clubs in exchange for 1 gallon of syrup. And 1 gallon of syrup is equal to 2 hours, so you multiply that by 10 to get 10 gallons of syrup in exchange for 1 golf club. This can be represented in a table. Canada has the lowest opportunity cost of 0.1 golf clubs of syrup out of the 4 quadrants. This means that Canada has a comparative advantage in making syrup because it has the lowest opportunity cost. This can also be seen in trade. Before trade, the US has 5,000 golf clubs and 1,250 gallons of syrup. Meanwhile, in Canada, they decide to produce 100 golf clubs and 10,000 gallons of syrup. Now, the US and Canada decide to trade, where the US will only make golf clubs and Canada will only make maple syrup. So the US will produce 10,000 golf clubs and Canada will produce 20,000 gallons of syrup. The two countries agree on a trade where the US will receive 5,000 gallons of syrup and Canada will receive 2,000 golf clubs. So before trade, the United States will have 5,000 golf clubs, and after, they will have 8,000 golf clubs. And for syrup, they have 1,250 gallons, and after trade, they'll have 5,000 gallons. And for Canada, before trade, they'll have 100 golf clubs, and after, they will have 2,000 golf clubs. And before trade, they'll have 10,000 gallons of syrup, whereas after, they'll have 15,000 gallons of syrup. Both countries gain more of each product and resource after trade because both countries were producing the product they have a comparative advantage in. I hope this helps with understanding comparative advantage and what effects it has on trade.